Hey, how's it going? Thanks for checking out another video. Really quick before we get into today's video, I just wanted to say again that I have my prints up for sale on my website at ryanjleone.com/prints. It would mean the world to me if people out there picked up my prints and hung them up on their wall and just really supported a photographer. I really thank anybody out there that has purchased one already, and I appreciate all of that. And with that being said, let's get into today's video. So I'm back from Arizona. I had a great trip. Took a couple of rolls of film while I was out there, as well as some of my first 4x5 film photos. Now these I'm gonna get developed, and I'm not gonna be really making a video about these because these were the first ones I ever did, so I'm not expecting like huge, great results. These are gonna be like to learn from, but I will be making a video about my 4x5 camera soon. And I say soon because I accidentally broke my ground glass in transport, so I had to order a new one from Intrepid. It should be here in like a week or so, and then I have a portrait session coming up that I'm gonna be shooting with that. That'll be probably my first video with the 4x5 once this is fixed and I have some really good photos. But today's video is a video I've been meaning to make for a long time now. It's a camera I talked about way back that I just was really lazy on and wasn't really shooting and didn't really have an excuse or need to shoot it. But a couple of weeks ago, something popped up where I was like, oh, this is a perfect time to use this camera. And that is the Reto 3D camera. The Reto 3D camera is a 3D camera similar to the Nishika camera that I actually talked about right here. That is an actual like professional 3D camera that really works well, but this is more of like, it's like $100 on Urban Outfitters. I know, Urban Outfitters, but it's actually surprisingly good, and the user experience is actually really good and more simplistic than the Nishika. First, let's talk about the actual camera itself. So the camera is an all plastic body. I mean, from front to back, it's all plastic. I mean, even the lenses are plastic. The difference between this and something like the Nishika is that there's only 3 lenses on the front as opposed to 4 on the Nishika. So you think that would affect the photos, but it actually really doesn't. Even though they're plastic lenses, they're actually pretty sharp and pretty good. I was surprised. On the back, you just have this button back here that pops open and opens the slider door. There is no DX code reader. I suggest shooting something like 200 to 100 to even 400 speed film in here, just so you don't have a lot of grain. And these apertures are stopped down real shallow, so everything is in focus. So you're gonna want a film that is a little bit faster, like a 400 or even an 800 actually. Slide the film right in here, roll it across, close it up, wind it up, and then it sets it, and you just pop it, and that's it. So on the front, there's this little thing that pops out right here for the flash. I highly recommend using it with the flash, because when you use it with the flash, everything becomes a lot sharper, everything becomes a lot brighter, and you can always lower it in post in Lightroom if it gets a little too bright. But definitely use the flash unless you're outside. If you're outside on a bright sunny day, maybe even just throw the flash on just to be safe. You got to remember, these apertures are stopped down very high to make sure everything is in focus. So you're going to want to make sure you have enough light onto your film so they're nice and bright. On top, you have just a basic button for shooting, and then you have a winder for when you're done to wind your film back. And then on the side is simply just one button to pop it on open. On the bottom, you have a slot for one AA battery for just the flash. There's no light meter in this. It's nothing fancy. It's a very simplistic, basic plastic 3D camera. But again, I thought this thing was going to be pure garbage. It actually turned out to be really surprisingly good. So I just wanted to jump in here really quick. For some reason, I don't know why, my camera stopped focusing on me and focused on the background. So even though we're going to be looking on the phone, it's going to be a little blurry up until the end, so I apologize, but the camera just didn't catch my eyes for some reason. So there's an app for your actual smartphone. It is the Reto 3D Pro. You need to get the Pro. It's $4.99 for the app. That's not the best part, I understand. So all encompassing, you're paying like $110 $10 for this whole system, but this app is fantastic. And we're gonna just go through real quick. So let's go through real quick about once you get the film back and scanned in, how you turn that film into a 3D GIF. And then I'll show you all the awesome ones I made when I had a little get together with my neighbors about a week or two ago. So the first thing we want to do is we want to import all of our media into our phone. So what you're just going to do is you're going to take the photos from your Lightroom, all edited, converted and everything in those 3 squares, and just bring it into your phone. Keep it in the 3 squares. You're going to want to keep it in the 3 squares. So then the first thing we do is we go into our Photos app, and then we find the photo that we want to actually use. So we'll use this one with my neighbor Errol and his dog, or our neighbor's dog. And the first thing we need to do is duplicate these. So we just hit that share button, and then we scroll down and we hit duplicate, and we do that one more time. So now we have 3 exact copies of this photo. Next, what we need to do is we need to make individual frames. So what we'll do is we'll hit the edit button and we'll go to the crop tool, and we're gonna crop each photo, like here for this side, save it, move to the next photo, and then we crop again and we do the middle photo. So we do one side, then we do the other side. Then finally, we save that, open up the 3rd photo, crop mode, and just do it all the way to the right side. So now we have 3 different photos from 3 different lenses that we can now import into our app. So now we have those photos saved. We get out of the Photos app and we go to the Reto app, and we open it up and we're presented with this screen. You don't have any photos in there yet. There's this nice big plus button at the bottom. We're gonna hit that plus button. And once we hit that, we get our camera roll up and we select the 3 photos we want. So 1, 2, 3, add those in. The first thing we have to do is we have to set an anchor point for the photo so it knows where to focus the middle on, and everything else moves around it. So for this one, I'm gonna focus on Max's eye, like right on the middle of his eye. So his eye is the anchor focal point. We're gonna hit check, gonna move to the next photo, put it on the same spot. Always wanna put it on the same spot on every photo, hit check, do it on the 3rd one, put it on the same spot, hit check, and now you can see we've already got some motion in the actual photo. But this is out of order. So we have to rearrange each photo. So if we go to the last one, the first one, and drag it to the middle, and then the last one and drag that to the middle, you see we get a more smooth animation now in the actual photo. But next, let's zoom in a little on the photo so we kind of get rid of any black borders that may be around. So we zoom in just a little, and then we hit next. And here you have a couple of different filters you can add to the actual photo if you want. We have this one where it's like a box in a box. Then the next we have is like a zoom in effect. And then after that, we have a film border, like the borders we would have on our film. We could put that in there. Next, we can do some sort of like yellow light leak if we wanted to give it that vintage look. And then finally some dust. And if you also saw at the very beginning, we can remove that Reto watermark that's in there. So once we pick a filter, I can put a filter on this because I just like to leave it normal. We just hit next. And then here we can save it either as a normal, regular resolution at 5 seconds or a high resolution in a minute. So it'll play the whole thing for a minute. I always choose the high resolution one. After that, it takes about a few seconds to like 30 seconds to generate and put everything together. And once that is done, we now have our photo that we can save to our camera roll. There are a couple of steps there, but it's pretty easy and simplistic and fun. And it's a really great thing. And to be honest with you, I really thought this camera was just going to be a joke and it was going to make horrible photos. But for what it is, for $100, everything in there plus an app, you actually get a pretty decent 3D camera that you can have fun with. You're not taking professional photos with this, but you're taking fun photos, or at least ones you can share on social and with your friends. And with that being said, I'm going to finish the rest of this video showing you the GIFs I made so you can see exactly what they were like. This again was from 2 nights. One was from a little gathering with my neighbors, and then the other one was some behind the scenes photo from a shoot I did a while ago. So I hope you enjoy these gifts. I hope you enjoy these photos. You can buy that thing on Urban Outfitters website, but you can find it on their website as well. It's called the Reto 3D camera. I highly suggest it. I would go check it out. I hope you enjoyed the videos. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you subscribe, like, share, comment, all of that. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video. Remember to go out there, just shoot, and take care of each other. Later.